All right, good people of Cherokee County, what's going on? Big Matt is in the house. Matt and Todd show. We're doing our special live college selection committee show. This will be the final cut, guys. This is going to be the one to kind of give us a place of kind of where everybody's going to be at. Thank everybody for stopping by. The best darn sports show going today. Hope y'all are all having a fantastic day. I know I am. And this show just wouldn't be right if we couldn't bring in the man, the myth, the legend, Northwest Georgia scoreboard show, the Hercules of all, the cameraman and the whiz behind the scenes that gets it done, FYI Sports Entertainment Reporter of the Year, Ben Birch. What's up?
Right. Nothing much, man.
Sports Writer of the Year awards are being mailed out as we speak.
Man,
Ben, we won't
I don't need
pictures
any of that. I don't need any of that. I enjoy it without any of that.
We know you do, and you do a good job, and I enjoy watching the guys break down Georgia high school football. People watching around the world, from London to the Bay, from California to Florida, from North Dakota to Iceland. Guys, right here's where you want to be. We're gonna go.
We started out with a ton of teams in the playoffs this year, and we have 3 left in the state championships.
Yes,
in Georgia, in North Georgia, so that's awesome.
And Alabama, we broke down our 1 through 7A. We'll do that tonight. So y'all come back over to our live show at 6 Alabama time. That'd be 7 Georgia time, and we'll talk about this, of course, and kind of where everybody's falling out. Looks like we got a 5-minute, 9, 8, 7 counting down seconds. 5 minutes left. They're going to tell us who our top 25 teams are again.
I believe I figured out how to do from before, Matt.
Okay, all right, let's give it a shot.
See if you hear this. You don't even have to put that on there.
Oh, I don't. Okay.
Okay. All right, let's see if your sound comes on. You hear it now? No. Wow.
Last time he was on, we did he just clicked on the video like we usually do. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hang on a second. Wait a minute. Now. God dang it.
The problem is you can't share the thing.
Say, all right. Okay. I don't know. Last time he just clicked on it and we just listened to it.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't think there's no way to put it in the background.
I wonder if there's is there a live feed on YouTube for it?
I'm not sure. There probably is. I'm watching the live feed off of ESPN.
Let me type it in here on my side and see if it'll college football selection show live. This appears to be. No, that's somebody else's show. They're doing what we doing. Let's see. Well, there's our show. We are on live now. There's not a real. There's our show last week. I don't see nothing. Everybody's just doing what we're doing. Put ESPN on there and see if it'll. No. Really, ain't nobody got a bootleg nowhere? That's odd. Somebody's always bootlegging. Everybody here is fine. Backyard Football League. It will be starting just probably right now, actually. Should be coming on right now. They're going to run these commercials.
Oh, yeah.
I'm seeing
For sure.
They talking about NFL stuff. Georgia wins 50-30. Is that surprising to you, the score of the game?
Initially, when you see that they scored 30, that surprises you a little. But when you see that Georgia had how much at halftime? 35 points.
Yeah.
they tend to back into things after they get up big like that. So the little quarterback that come in and replaced Daniels, I mean, he played
Yeah,
well.
Nussmeier.
He played pretty well.
Yeah, he did. He had a SEC record for something for yards.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I tend to think that. I mean, obviously, you don't want to give up the yards you did or the points,
Is
but
it just going to play NFL?
the
I'm
W,
sorry, but
the W is all that matters.
am I on the wrong page? I mean, I'm on ESPN, and it says college football select show, and I'm just seeing Teddy's top four. It just keeps replaying. It's like it's hung on NFL stuff or something. Oh, here's something now.
Welcome to Fantasy Football Now, presented by DraftKings. Hey, welcome into Fantasy Football Now. It is
Yeah,
May
that's not
1st.
what we want.
It shows on the guide that it's on, but it's not playing it. It just keeps replaying NFL highlight stuff. It just keeps playing it.
There it
Now,
is.
TCU's fall in the Big 12 yesterday likely didn't put its romance with the CFP on
I
the
don't know.
rocks.
I've got my.
That didn't stop Alabama from swiping right.
I just keep getting the same thing. Randy Moss stuff and
Georgia and
NFL.
Michigan avoided all of the drama of any
Somebody
breakup.
got wires
There
crossed.
is
They
still
unplugged the wrong one.
relationship work to be done, even for the Dogs and Wolverines. In a matter of moments, we're going to find out the 4 teams who can put a ring on it.
Yeah.
You're looking for improvement. Resume, best wings, all of the wiggle room is gone. Final decisions will have to be made. College football and Hollywood have always been in the same business. Heavy stories, making stars, sparking emotion. It's a highlight wrinkle tonight. All with the same goal, to hold that golden trophy. That's why it feels so perfect to end this season in LA.
Sweet, sweet, sweet sunshine.
But to get to there, your name must be called here first. Get it to the zone. For those who've been on this stage before, Georgia on the mountaintop. Those who have come so close. Wolverine Nation, the long drought is over.
Okay.
To those still holding out hope.
I'm showing the trophy and players walking out of the tunnel. Michigan throwing the ball. Is that right? Is that what you got?
I'm watching them. It's like the intro show to the.
And it's showing Michigan running the ball and stuff, and Ohio State playing or whatever.
They're showing the boardroom right now.
Okay.
Days after some conference championship game upsets, at least in terms of rankings, into the top 4. A couple of them losing. How much staying power would there be for TCU? We will have the rankings exclusively.
Backyard Football League from PS. Is that
national champions? They claim
Pennsylvania? Or where would that be from? He said go Tide. Where's Jeff at? Jeff, where are you at? You're supposed to be on here. The Ohio State Buckeyes are fixing to get in. Where's Jeff?
They're probably about to get a meeting with a dog.
His Carrollton, Georgia football team and his Ohio State Buckeyes are going to be in the playoffs. Who's Carrollton playing Saturday?
I haven't even looked at the other side of the bracket yet. To be honest with you.
I know. I couldn't believe I rewatched the Cedartown and what was the name of the team that started with a B? Bridgetown or the team they played the week before?
Oh, the week before?
The Bearcats.
Bainbridge.
Why? I didn't know this. Todd informed me that the Cedartown High School, and this is a quarterfinal game. People listening. In Alabama, we have a north and a south. Georgia does not. Cedartown drove about 5 hours to the Florida line.
Yep.
Golly, I hadn't heard of them, so I looked it up. Bearcats. What in the world are they doing way down there? That's terrible, man. Y'all need to fix that. And I don't like that. Golly, darn.
It happens all the time.
Wow, that's tough. Yeah, SEC championship game. Everybody tuning in, listening around the world. We appreciate y'all for coming by the Matt and Todd Show. There are highlights and plays. Y'all may be watching on your TV and listening along with us. Benton Birds from Northwest Georgia Scoreboard Show. We appreciate y'all for coming by and hanging out with us and just hearing our opinions on what's going on here. The SEC championship game. We can jack about that a little bit. Me and Dean will be on at 6 Alabama time. If y'all want to come back, and we'll break down all the games this weekend. The surprises. USC drops one to Utah, which wasn't surprising to me.
No.
And they're going to say, well, Caleb was hurt. And I understand, that's fine. But, it is what it is. You got to win the game. And Bama fans are they're fighting internally. It's got so bad now that fans have turned on each other. Alabama fans have turned on each other and now are starting to implode because they didn't make the playoffs. That's how crazy that is. We lost 2 games, guys. If you want to make the playoffs, just win the game. Yes, I know they lost the 2 games by a combined score of 4, but there's a 2 on that right side of that number, and this benefited us about 5-6 years ago. I think 2 different times, actually. It benefited us, this happening. And it just didn't this time. But when you do this kind of stuff, and when you let in a non-conference champion, Bama did get in that year with LSU, and when they open that door, don't open the 2-loss door, because if you do, ever screaming Tulane to Coastal Carolina, well, we played our schedule and it's competitive to who we are, and we've only lost 2 games and you let Bama in, man. Now this is crap, So just don't, man. Don't start us down that road. We're fixing to go to 12-team playoff in 2 years, and we're going to have Texas and Oklahoma, and I just don't see the need of starting.
No divisions. Top 2 teams are going to play in the championship.
Could Bama? Here's always the question, and I love my Bama fans and Alabama 24/7 sports people. Thank you for coming over. I have a lot of good people over there, and I love the interaction. And I don't argue really because everybody has their own opinion. It's like belly buttons; everybody's got one. But we just Bama don't look like a championship caliber team this year. We won 10 games. You've won 10 football games. We have to stop being insane and realize that winning 10 football games is okay. It's all right. We're going to play Kansas State. And if our players don't show up, we're going to take a butt whooping. So if you really want to get fired up, we need to challenge our players to play the game and not lay out and be sorry and just, opt out. If you play for the Tide and, then play the game. Exclusive reveal of college football playoff teams coming very soon to ESPN near you as soon as Reese Davis stops yakety yakking. Michigan, Georgia, Ohio State. There's old dude I did like him. Is that Marty for Alabama?
Oh, yeah,
Marty McGee show?
Yeah.
Now, what's she talking about?
This morning, the message to the team last night was all about honoring the seniors and those players who have come before them.
I'm a little worried about your dogs, Ben. They give up about 500 yards yesterday.
Yeah,
that's not the best offense they're going to see.
I just don't think. I think it was garbage time. I think the game was. Yeah.
You think the defense they were playing sloppy because they thought the game was already in hand?
No, I don't know. You got to play all 4 quarters, but
just all year. Bennett Sputtery. Me and you talked about that, but that Duggan kid, man, they wind up playing TCU, which they're not. They're going to get Ohio State first, but Ohio State's got dudes. They got track stars out there at receivers that can run up down the football field. And the game will be the Chick-fil-A. They'll play Ohio State, and the Michigan will play TCU at the Fiesta. I think I'm right about that. I think.
Yeah, it would be crazy for Georgia to select anything but Atlanta.
Look at old dude in the background there in Michigan.
Yeah, trying to eat the title trophy.
He's
Big
trying to
Ten
eat the
trophy.
football. What's he doing, bro? Oh. I didn't really. I never was sold on Michigan last year. I watched them play. This year, they're better. I think they got a taste of what's needed. You know, like, hey, here's what we got to do to win. And I think they realize what is needed. You know, like now to get back. You know, like I think like Cherokee County, they went and played Andalusia, and they played them about probably as good as they could. I mean, average line across the front, center boys are outweighed by 100 pounds. But now they go, oh, okay, there's a lot of seats here. Our fans are still here. It's still a 100-yard football field. Okay, now, you know, I think the center could go back and win. Yeah, just any minute now, Mr. Baker. Any minute now. They all got to put in their 2 cents, and Coach Day's got to give his speech, and Nick Saban's got to give his speech, and why should we get in? And by God, I think we got the best players in the nation. And
Did you see that speech last night?
no, yeah, I watched about 30 seconds of it. I turned it off. I don't want to hear it. I just don't. I'm sick of excuses. I'm sick of Nick taking up for the coaches and the kids and not holding people accountable. Fire some people, dude. They have not put our kids in a good position. Do we have the right amount of kids? No, they're just not elite. But you know, I think a lot of us Bama fans, we got spoiled on Waddle and Michie and Smith, and just you know, Bryce just hooking it up down the sideline with these guys, making Bryce look great. I mean, he is good. We just got spoiled. So, you know, we're used to seeing guys have, 1,000-yard receiving seasons. Our number one receiver is our tailback. That's not going to win you a title. Have you seen the offensive line play, Alabama fans? I'm a fan. They're not playing good.
They should not be penalized for at least being in that game. Now let's go out to Tuscaloosa in Marty.
I don't care for him no more. I did like that old boy. Marty.
Drove to
Yeah.
Tuscaloosa to Nick Saban's house and had an extensive conversation with him about all these scenarios. He touched on 2 specific points. Number one,
He's trying to paint that picture for Alabama, and it sounds.
how did your team lose and when did your team lose? He said the context for Alabama, as we know, they lost to Tennessee and LSU on the last play of both games on the road on the last play with a quarterback.
But it should have never come down to the last play of the game. That's what I'm saying. You can't. It don't matter. You lost. I feel like if you cannot reward this, I'm just old school, and people can comment. And y'all can get on to me. I'm not a second place trophy taker. I'm not. I don't like it. You either win or you lose. And if you lose, you just don't get. You just don't make it, and it's okay. You know.
If you have one loss, you're in.
Just win the stupid game. Find a way to beat LSU. Find a way. Don't let them get out there. Don't never let the game go to overtime. How about you get off those blocks and make tackles and tackle the quarterback? How about we just stop making excuses and it's somebody else's fault and let's just go out there and win the game? Georgia seemed to have found a way. TCU has, except for yesterday. Michigan has. I don't hear no excuses come out of the khaki pants camp. And I'm not a khaki pants supporter, really. I mean, I don't really care for the guy. But, I mean, we analyze football, and I'm just being honest. Tennessee getting drugged by 103 against South Carolina. That hurt their chances pretty bad. That hurt them bad, man.
If they wasn't, they might could have stuck in there for one loss. It would have been more interesting. Let's say that.
Yeah, but Tennessee and Bama decided to just go half nuts. All right, here we go. Number 6. Who's going to be 6? Tennessee? Let's find out right here.
No.
Oh, for God's sake, not another commercial. I don't want to
Could
see
be,
Ryan Day and his pretty little rosy red cheeks. He looks like the black-bearded Santa with his red cheeks.
You could.
Is that just me?
They might bump Clemson up a few spots. I don't know if they're going to get to 6.
Yeah, yeah,
Did you watch any of that game?
I did.
They looked a lot different with Klubnik in the game, did they not?
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. DJ Unga little doo doo. He don't. I don't. I don't know. He's just not that good. Boy, I really like this Duggan kid. I mean, just to watch a kid that had heart surgery, and be
Oh
out there
yeah,
just balling up for his life.
laying it on the line.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed watching him play. Kansas State's always they've been known to play spoiler a few times. Now Purdue, they you know 9 times they have upset a number 1 or 2 team when they're not ranked. So for Michigan to win that game, I know it sounds stupid. Well, look what the score was at halftime, man. It was only ahead by 1 point. I know, but I'm telling you, Purdue is a super upset team. When you play them, man, you never know what's going to happen with Purdue. But Matt, you're telling me that you're going to put Michigan in, and but they wind up taking care of business. See, they come out and handle business. Come out at halftime and the second play or something, they got the ball and boom, touchdown.
Purdue under that head coach, there's Braum, I think it is. They were like coming into last night. They were 3-0 against top 10 opponents.
Yeah,
And that's and they ain't been ranked none.
that viper that strikes the heel can make you stumble for a long time. They missed that heel strike from Purdue, and they So hats off to Khaki Pants and company, and they're going to get back in the playoffs. I like this team a little better. I don't know, man. My gut, if you want my gut instinct, I think they're going to win it. I have no idea why I feel that way.
You think that Michigan's going to win it?
Yeah, I don't. I think it's because Stetson worries me, man. He's like somebody. Who was it? Blaine Crane. You know, Crane and Company, the boys from the old J Boy show. They got a big YouTube channel.
What about Stetson has worried you lately? That's what I'm trying to.
He don't throw touchdowns. He's like this is what Blaine said. It was funny. He said he reminds me of the kid like when we're all out in the street and like kids are fighting and stuff and we're kind of roughhousing, and he steps up and says, "Well, you don't know who my daddy is," like he's gonna go get his mom or daddy because he don't want to get in a fight.
Well, I mean, he just goes gets his 2 freak tight ends or throws it to the running back.
I know.
I mean, I think he's playing good enough to win the title. I mean,
it worries me. I'm worried that when they play somebody that can stop their running and just kind of make him throw the ball, and
I don't think it's out there though, Matt.
Somebody's got some tall, athletic corners. TCU does. They have some guys on the edges that are small and fast, and they got a guy that's tall and physical.
19 is going to be open.
I just worry about it. It makes me doubt.
You worry more than I do, and I'm a Georgia fan.
I know, I do. I can't. I just. I'm just. I want to win it.
I think that he does what he has to. I mean,
he does.
Against Kentucky, we didn't ask him to throw the ball. We didn't. We asked for an ugly game, and that's what we got.
Yeah, he's Greg McElroy 2.0.
I mean, last night he was 22 for 27 for 4 TDs and about 300 yards. Just consistency.
He's GMAC 2.0. He runs the game well, and he does what he's supposed to do. And he don't really miss his passes. He just kind of does what Todd asked him to do. And I think Todd had a great game plan yesterday. I think the game plan was good.
Now there was some fortune. I mean, you got the helmet interception, you got the block punt for a touchdown.
Mr. Andrews, what's happening? Georgia 1, Michigan 2.
5-3, K-State
5-3. Kansas State 4. Well, that'd put Michigan playing 5. I bet they scored on them. I don't know yet. They're fixing to go through it right here.
I think it's going to be an all-day thing with the bowl selections.
Oh yeah, that'll be I don't. That ain't gonna be today. First time listening to the show, and y'all make a lot of sense. Unlike some channels, thank you very much. Southern Sports Podcast. We just shoot it straight from the hip, and that's just what we do. We're unrehearsed. You know, the ESPN guys have to say things of what they're paid because Disney writes their checks, and they have to lean a certain way. And we don't. I'm just gonna, kind of tell you how we feel about it, and we're doing this a while. This is show 168 tonight. Diamond Dean will be on, my regular co-host. Aaron says he likes Five's chances. By the way, if you don't know who Five is, they're a local high school football team. 2A. What's their high school size? Probably 800. Yeah,
Top 6. Here we go.
They're a smaller school, and people like to joke about them. They had the nation's longest winning streak at 53 last year. That's why the jokes are about Five. They're really good. Number 6, Tennessee Volunteers.
Nice. So they started with 1.
Oh, God almighty.
I think all the question is down 3, 4, 5.
Number 2. I wish they'd put khaki pants up there. Just put a picture of a pair of khaki pants. I think they played good. They're a pretty solid team, man. I
agree. I like them.
I think them and Georgia may square off in the championship.
And
by the way, 1 and 4 will play the Chick-fil-A Bowl, and 2 and 3 will be the Fiesta out in Arizona. Yeah, Michigan's tailback's not even playing. Corum's out too.
The other guy's really good too, though.
Bo Edwards, he's toting the mail, man. He's done a good job.
Yeah, they got a little motivation. They're saying from the lost
Backyard Football League. He seems to think Bama comes in at 4. We'll find out. I don't think so. I think they've been waiting for the Stink Eyes to get back in here, and I'm okay with it. I'm not going to throw the. You mean Alabama's out of here? Shut this off! This is stupid. I'm not. We won 10 games this year. I'm okay. I'm 45. I remember the bad times. TCU. Yeah.
TCU. I think they deserve to be 3 just because of the fact that they played an overtime game. Hey, they're happy about it.
Yeah, it's cool with me. I don't.
Buckeyes got beat worse. They both got 1 loss. There we go.
They get to play an undefeated Michigan team in the Fiesta Bowl.
They get to prove their worth there.
Yeah, and it'll be out that way for them. It'll be a kind of a home game for TCU, sorta. It's just north. Yeah. They just got to travel northwest. Michigan's gonna have to catch a plane and fly on the khaki pants carpet ride. I don't know if it's khaki pants or magic, and the kids fly on them out to the games.
Well, the next one is the one that we've all been waiting for, I guess.
I really like Duggan, man. I enjoy watching him play, and he's just a story that I enjoy, as a football guy. It's going to be the Stink Eyes.
They're going to talk forever about this.
I know. That's what they get paid to do. Again, thank everybody for coming by.
Watch them go to 6 now.
We appreciate y'all for stopping by and hanging out with us. Mark, what is up? Where have you been, man? They did look tough last night. We'll be on again live at 6 tonight. Everybody that wants to come back and watch the full show. This is we got Benton Burge here from Northwest Georgia School Board Show, and we have a good time and we break all this down. We give a good breakdown last week. I had a lot of compliments on our 12-team bracket.
Ohio State Buckeyes, number 4. I'll go to Atlanta to play the Dogs.
Yeah. The Chick-fil-A, not the Chick-fil-A Bowl. It's sponsored by Chick-fil-A. It's the Peach Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peach will be Georgia and Ohio State, and Michigan and TCU will tip off in the Fiesta. The winner of those two games will then play each other at the national championship. It's in Inglewood this year, ain't they doing it? No.
Don't know.
Where are they doing the championship game? I wonder where they're going to rotate it. Number 5 and 6 will be. It's going to be it may be. Now they may put Clemson in at 6 because they won. You know. You like the kid at Carolina, the quarterback?
Yeah, he's all right.
I like watching him play.
I seen where Mike Brown said that he've had 10 different teams putting up money trying to get one of
Top
his
4.
teams.
Yeah, Georgia, Michigan, TCU, Ohio State. So Georgia plays Ohio State in the Peach, and Michigan will play TCU in the Fiesta. Bama comes in at 5, and this is Tennessee. Okay, so they did not like Clemson yesterday. So there you go. Look, guys, we got 3. Are you kidding me? Half the top 6 is SEC.
Yeah.
And they all beat each other some way or another. Tennessee beat Bama. Georgia beat Tennessee. And you got the Big Ten represented and the Big 12. You got 2 Big Ten teams. So
in the Pac-12, they played their way out of it.
Yeah, all they had to do was beat Utah. He had the game. Yeah. And it's so hard to beat somebody twice, and Utah seemed to do it. And they did it worse this time.
Cam Rising.
Huh?
Pretty good squad. I like Cam Rising.
Yes, I do too. Did you see that picture I put on Twitter?
It's got a goofy looking helmet.
Did you see the picture I put on Twitter of him? I said I put a picture of Johnny Depp, and I said I'm gonna tell all my kids this is Cam Rising.
Cam Rising.
He's got the mustache and the Fu Manchu right there on his lip, and he looks like freaking Pirates of the Caribbean, Johnny Depp, bro. Kurt Herbstreit's all fired up. You get to play Georgia, Kurt.
Good LSU team in the Superdome. You don't want to play that game. And playing Georgia in Atlanta. I mean, you talk about energy in a building. So if you want to try to get redemption, there's no better way to get redemption, if you can, to try to stand up to Georgia Kirby Smart in that building. There's a lot of people at home right now shouting.
January 9th will be the championship game.
Yeah.
Losing by 22 points and getting blown out at home against Michigan. People got to remember
Saturday, December 31st, guys.
beat badly before and still got in, right?
Georgia plays at 8. Michigan, TCU at 4.
They'll probably play the Peach first, I would assume. I bet they play
Now, Georgia and Ohio State's at 8 p.m. kickoff.
oh, I can't see over there. So then the Fiesta's going to be, what, 3?
4 Eastern. So, yeah, 3 and 7 for Central. Sorry.
3 and 7 for Bama people.
Yeah.
Well, guys, there you go. You kind of got it wrapped out there.
Who would who's it?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I get your argument, but here's what I have to say. You said it in your statement. 2 losses. It doesn't matter. That's what matters.
Yeah, Elijah, I'm a Bama fan. I mean, I am, but now we do a show, and I'm going to be as unbiased as possible. You just got 2 losses, man. We just didn't. We should have not lost it. The Tennessee game, we went up there on the road, and you could say, well, that loss, you could say, well, they was on the road, and Tennessee just got a hold of them, and Tennessee was hot. But the LSU game, I know it's at Baton Rouge, and we went to overtime, but man, that's for the West. Like, the players needed to stand up and get some backbone about them, and they just couldn't tackle old Daniels and just didn't have a good game. And a performance, for me, old school, does not get you a trophy. Second place teams are not supposed to get trophies. But guys, we won 10 games. It's okay. Smile. I'm 45. I was born in 77. So I've been watching college football since the mid 80s. And I remember the terrible years of Bama. This is not a bad year. We're going to be okay. Bama's probably going to play K-State in the Sugar Bowl.
Committee, Boo Corrigan.
See what Boo Corrigan says.
I don't care what anybody named Boo's got to say. What is that? Man, are you kidding me? Why would some... Let me ask y'all this question since this is on there. There is a coach or two on there. Wouldn't you think there should be some kind of better committee people, like people that maybe played the game at a higher level, have some of them on the committee or something. Those guys are like CEOs and, suit and ties. And
he says the fact that Alabama doesn't have a good win and they got 2 losses, basically is what he's saying.
You bring to what bowl game? We think, assumingly,
They're looking at the projections.
Yeah, the projections. We did it last Sunday on our show. We'll be on live tonight. Me and Dean will be on at 6 Central Time. Bama could play K-State in the Sugar. That'd be a good game. And listen, I'm not going to get started because I did last week and I had people coming up to me laughing and they think it's funny. I got fired up about the opting out. I'm not going – I don't like it. I'll just say it. I don't like it. I don't think you got any fortitude about you if you opt out. You're the football player, you're not. Who can go home and hold this remote and flip the TV around and dipping your wings and watching your boys, your brothers that you've bled and sweated with for years, and you're not going to play because you might get hurt? Dude, no. So moving on from that, if we don't have a bunch of people opt out, now if Bryce Young don't play and they put old Milroe in there, Kansas State may light our head on fire, and that's sad. That's sad. That they ain't got enough gumption to have pride in the program to get a win. Finish your career. This full schedule. You played your schedule. Here's the ball game. That's part of the schedule. You're on the team. Finish the season. You're quitting. You quit on your team. Well, Matt, they may get hurt, and well, you may fall and break your neck when you get up and go to the bathroom. But I'm not going to walk around living scared. And if you play at Bama, Bama's the bullies. Bama's the one that sets the standard that everybody wants to play to. That's why everybody storms the field when they beat them. Nobody storms the field when they beat Tennessee or Auburn. And they just ain't. They're not the bullies on the block no more. Nobody's scared of Alabama. So step up and play the bowl games, guys. Please play in the bowl game. It's just ridiculous not to. Everybody. I don't care nothing about TCU. If you're on that team, what do you mean you're not? Well, I may. Or Tulane. Tulane's going to get a good bowl game. Tennessee's going to get a good bowl game. Now, Hooker's not going to get to play because he blowed his knee out. Yeah, I like the matchups. I'm okay with it. And we did a 12-team breakdown last week. And you know who we wound up having at the end, guys? Everybody watching, if you wasn't on last week. And we just went through it honestly. And it even had the computer pick some games for us.
Yeah.
Georgia played Bama in the title in a 12-team playoff right now. Now, it would change a little bit because Bama's 5 now, right? So 5 would play 12. And we didn't get a full 25 breakdown on here.
12 would probably be your Tulane team.
Tulane be 12?
Probably. I mean, they would probably be the lowest ranked, and they would be the highest ranked non-power 5. So they would jump into 12.
Well, and for old people that's watching, that's probably about 60 or older, that would be a rematch from 1960's 5-4-3 because Tulane used to be in the SEC. They did leave the SEC in 1966. And they were coached by, we got a quiz, an Aflac question. Who can answer it? Don't Google it. Who was coaching at Tulane and when they left the SEC? And it's a name you should know. And he's still coaching. And they're not bad. They're a pretty good football team. He was trying to pull off 2 for Todd. Yeah, we all have to. He's special. He needs a little help every once in a while. He's a little handicapped in many ways. Terry Bowden? No, sir. It would be Mac Brown. Terry Bowden would have been in 1966. Terry would have been in probably five or 6 year old, I guess. But yes, Mac Brown was a coach at Tulane. Young coach, man. You ever see the pictures of Mac at Tulane? I mean, he had very young. That may have been his first job. I don't know.
Computer has Bama as a 20-point favorite in that hypothetical.
Yes. See, so 5 plays 12, 6 plays 11. We went through it last week, and we wound up getting down to Georgia, Michigan, Bama, and Ohio State. We wound up with basically what we got. All we had was TCU beating Bama in the second round, because the first round kind of gets rid of the 4 of the bottom scrapers. And last week we had Washington at 12 and Utah at 11. Now Utah won. Heck, they may be 7 or 8 this week. So. And Tennessee coming in at 6, so 6 would play. Tennessee would probably play Utah. Benton, what about that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a high possibility. Tennessee and Utah. That may be a good football game, wouldn't it?
Right now, and the computer has Michigan favored by 7, and Georgia favored by 3 over Ohio State.
Now, who they got for Georgia and Michigan matching up?
Let's see. Georgia by 3.
Georgia by 3 over Michigan. Yeah.
Let's see what. Interested to see what Vegas comes out with on those lines.
Yeah. Ohio State Georgia game gonna match up in the Peach Bowl, December 31st at 7 Central Time, right?
Yep.
And the used to be the PlayStation Fiesta will be Michigan and the Horned Frogs. Gig 'em. Where do they all come up with these cowboy hats? I mean, I don't know how all that started out. Did you see old Tomlinson? He came out there with a cowboy hat on yesterday. And for younger guys watching, if you don't know who LT is, well, if you're really young, you're not thinking LT Taylor like I would.
Yeah.
But LT, Lavernon Tomlinson, I'm telling you, please go to YouTube as soon as you get off here. Just type him in and type in college. Holy crap, dude. I'm a Reggie Bush college guy. I think he was one of the best college running backs I've probably seen. LT is 1A or 1B. Him and Reggie, dude, they were fantastic football players.
What about AP? He was pretty good.
Absolutely. He was great. He was nearly not, I don't want to say not fun. He was just so daggum. He just run over. He'd run over you, then outrun you.
Yeah.
LT would like run to the left, spin, juke, jump, run to the right, out in the middle of the field, stop, jump somebody, run to the left side. He was like Barry Sanders. He was just so fun to watch, man. And he had a great career. At Chargers?
Yeah.
Played a lot of his career.
I agree with Bush, though. I think Bush was he was a heck of a player.
Oh man, he was great. Give him his Heisman too. Let's get a petition, guys. People watching, let's get a petition going. Give Reggie Bush the darn Heisman. It's so stupid. They bought his mama a house and got her some kind of machine. Well, they was making T-shirts and selling them, and gave his mom or his uncle some money, and got her a house close to him so she, you know why? So she could come watch her son play. Who cares? Nobody. I didn't care that Cam Newton got his daddy bought a trucking company and put some seats in a church. Who cares? Auburn won her first national championship. What does it matter? Pay the kids a little bit. I don't care. What does it matter? Well, if you open that door, Matt, that Pandora box, and everybody will get. Well, they're getting paid now. The lights flipped on in the room, and all the cockroaches run everywhere because they've been getting paid.
Kirby's having flashbacks to when Ohio State beat Alabama that time.
Oh, he's gonna get some payback because Urban Meyer run the score up on us that day. They was up like 20. He chunked it deep, and I was thinking, man, what a jerk. I don't think Saban's the guy you wanna mess around on that. What's up, Jerry? Go Dogs. Yeah, I like your chances. I'm gonna say Georgia puts it on them 36-28. I'll say Georgia, but I'd have 8.5 on that game.
Like I said, I'm
Michigan,
interested to see what
TCU. Michigan,
Vegas does.
TCU. Michigan, TCU. Boy, that'd be a good one. I
Yeah,
just
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good game.
I like Michigan, man. I'm telling you, I think old khaki pants. We're doing great, Jerry. We hope you're doing good. An ex Cedar Bluff Tiger, a good Cedar Bluff Tiger too. Jerry's a good football player, tough, mean old son of a gun. He's a Georgia fan, so he's a little mentally disturbed. That's okay though. Benton is too. We love him anyway.
Spreads are out, by the way.
The what is
Spreads that I'm looking at right now.
already?
Yeah, Michigan Wolverines, a 9.5-point favorite over TCU,
I dig it.
and Georgia is a 7-point favorite over Ohio State.
See, I had 8.5. Yeah, I can. You say 7.5 or 7?
7,
Do you let the money ride on
9.5
that
for
one?
Michigan.
Do you let the money ride on that one?
Staying away, probably.
Oh, well,
Oh,
that's good.
Georgia, you might. That's what
I
they
like
want
Georgia.
you to do.
I think it's gonna be a close game at first. Then they're gonna be playing in the dome.
If
That's
it
gonna
ever
be
goes
nice.
underneath that 7 mark, I might. But
I like Georgia bigger. I think they win by. They gonna. We're gonna find out. You know, Ohio
yeah.
State's just they've given look. They lost their conference game, and just like Bama did, and we wound up getting back in. And I will never ever forget. Alabama LSU rematch, and they put the they put the camera on him, and it was on quiet, but they were doing like they were showing the kids like in the auditorium, waiting for the to see where Bama was going to be. And when the camera was on Les Miles, and you could just see his mouth, and they said, and they announced Bama's ranked so and so, and he went. You could read his mouth. He said DAMN. Because he knew he didn't want to play them again. He didn't want to play them again. You don't want to play them again.
I'm excited about the 12-team playoff coming up. I think it's going to really be very interesting.
Well, right here, I mean, we broke it down, last week. There's some good games, man. We had Ohio State and Washington playing, Bama and Utah. Now, this week it'd be a little different, but I think if you break it all down again, once you get the shaky sand out of the bottom of the box,
Yeah.
like your Tulanes and Clemson's and whatnot, Clemson may be able to get back. See, they may be able to get in that playoff and win a game or two and get in this darn thing.
Because of the quarterback change.
Yep. Yeah. Old DJ Oogly Doo-Doo.
He'll be
Man, he
transferring.
just ain't developed no. I don't know if I want to blame it on him like I did with Gus. He's not been able to develop a quarterback. Because Gus never was. They just got Cam Newton, and Cam Newton was just great. And Cam Newton was Cam, and he's a once in a lifetime guy. But with the Deshaun Watsons, and who was the guy that come in he replaced before him? I nearly said it. Well, he just ain't never really. He just always kind of had good quarterbacks. I don't know. I'm just kind of a little worried about Clemson being able to develop players, and where I'm saying where are they going to be next year? What are they going to do? They're going to be the same thing. It's going to be a new thing for them, losing 2 or 3 games a year.
What's Alabama going to do quarterback next year?
I don't know. I guess I'd just go on down to Thompson and get that old 8th grader, I guess, and give him a shot.
It's a tough psychology to overcome. Our guys did it, and they're doing it with work and through competition.
Jim, anticipation this morning, and really starting last night, was whether Michigan would play Ohio State again.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that. And that's why people are like, well, Michigan's number 2. They beat Ohio State. They got a better record than Georgia, and they ought to put them up there. By God, I tell you what. Well, that's why. I knew that's why they did.
Well, I mean, Yeah, I see it. If it wasn't going to happen last week, it wasn't going to happen.
Why do you want to see Ohio State and Michigan? Put Michigan at 1 and put Georgia at 2? No, then they knew they were waiting to see if TCU or USC messed the picture up, just like we predicted. Well,
Yep.
USC was the first to mess it up, so they said, "Okay, you're out." They decided right then when that game went to zeros, they knew right then Ohio State's going to be 4. We're going to let them play Georgia.
I mean, that's the matchup.
You got 2 Big Ten teams, guys. You can have a Big Ten rematch. It's in the court of the Big Ten right now. I don't want to hear no more crap from their commissioner. Well, they don't get any respect and hell, nobody care about it. You've got 2 teams in the playoff in the same conference. Just like y'all whine and cry all the time about the SEC. They get all the attention, and well, they're just the better players down here. Take a trip to Georgia, Alabama, Florida. You'll see where all the football talent's at. It's here. So now the ball's in your court. Ohio State, go beat Georgia. Michigan, beat the Horned Frogs. And then we'll have a national title game. Well, what y'all all gripe about. That ain't fair. Why is them same 2 teams in Congress, SEC is biased? Georgia and Bama play all, Well, now's your chance to do that, right? Ain't that right?
Yeah. I don't.
It's their chance, right? They could have their 2 teams in the Big Ten.
It's gonna be funny when there's 6 or 7 SEC teams in that top 12 the first year.
Well, I don't know about pulling for Jerry, but we're just gonna go along because they're the best team in the conference that we represent. But yeah, if that's what that yeah, I'm with you, buddy. All right, well, I believe we did about all we could do today. We'll get on about an hour. Aaron,
Yeah.
nice
go.
Colts hat, Benton. Oh yeah,
It's
not a Colts
not
hat.
a Colts. That's not.
I thought it was too, and he's probably being funny. It's North Osceola, or who was it?
Kahula Creek.
Kahula Creek. Yeah, it's a team in South Georgia,
No, they're in Northwest Georgia. They're in
Northwest
our.
Georgia. Okay, and where's it at? Kahula Creek.
You know where it's like Northwest Woodfield, Varnell area.
No, where's it at from Rockmart?
No, it'd be easier to go from like Ringgold area. It's east of Ringgold a little bit.
Okay, Ringo. I know where that's at.
Yeah,
East of Ringo.
probably 10 or
Yeah,
15
okay.
minutes. It's a relatively new school within the last years.
Okay.
And they made their first playoff appearance this year. They were led by a super talented quarterback, Case Kinnaman, and he was one of our players to watch this year, and he finished in the voting of the top 7.
Oh yeah, what's up? Before we get off, what's up with McConkey?
I listened to the post game. He's been having tendonitis or something issues in his knees, and when he landed on his knee there, it just aggravated a little bit. So 3 weeks of rehab, he should be good. So that's the thing. You're going to have probably the most healthy Final Four teams that you can get. Georgia's going to get more healthy. All the other teams are going to get more healthy. It's going to be interesting, I think.
Yeah, well, we got right at 3 weeks' time, pretty close to. So, yeah, by then everybody should be unbanged up, free, and be ready to play football.
Yeah.
Come back on, holler at us tonight. We'll be on in about 6 o'clock Central Time. Y'all guys come back out and hang out with us, and we will get her done. Find us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Twitter, and Apple Podcasts. Find Benton on YouTube and Facebook, Northwest Georgia Scoreboard Show. The best dang sports show going in Georgia. If you're looking for any of that stuff, don't look nowhere else, guys. What do you stop typing in other places? Just put in Northwest Georgia scoreboard,
Yeah.
and they're on like 6 times a day. They never sleep.
Northwest Georgia football on Twitter and Facebook. Also, northwestgeorgiafootball.us. Plus, and starting this next week, Northwest Georgia basketball is making its platform debut.
Yeah.
We're going to have Northwest Georgia basketball show probably on Wednesdays. So we'll get the round ball out.
Yep. Yeah, I'm fixed to do the same. Tuesday night, I think I'm going to be at Sandrock. They play Spring Garden.
I think Friday I'll be at the old Turner Field. I'm going to go down there and watch Cedartown play. They play at 3:30 on Friday.
Friday at 3:30.
Yep.
Cedartown and Benedictine.
That's it.
Dude, Benedictine. Go look them up if you are curious about high school football in Georgia. They're like a military privates. I don't know. They're really good.
It's an all boys school. They've actually grown in size the last couple of years. They were 2A for a while. We played them. Played in the same classification with them for a while. So
yeah,
they dominated it pretty good.
They're good. I've watched them. I found out about them about 2 years ago when NFHS just flipping through Georgia championship playoffs, and I was like, well, who's this team? Who'd they play? Some other team I wouldn't. Asked Todd, and it was like, Benedictine will probably win that game. And they did like 33-6. They got some kind of line, and they had some guys going to like, oh, so-and-so is looking at LSU, Tennessee, Alabama. And, oh, their other right tackles, Georgia, Tennessee, Auburn, South Carolina. I was like, golly, man. They had like 5 guys on the D1 athletes. Yeah, go look up Grayson. Look up that team, too. They'll have 10 kids on that team over there.
I wonder how they're going to match up against this Cedartown team. See what Massey says.
Cedartown's just so big up front, man. They just move the ball. They're just 5 2.0. They're like 5, but with like a double X shirt, double XL.
Benedictine is a 4-point favorite over Cedartown. Wow.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if people don't know, and some that are listening do know, it's an Army school, right? It's all boys.
It is. It is.
Yeah. So they're very well disciplined. Carrollton moved all the way to 7A. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was going to look up who they're playing because I didn't even know. I don't even know.
Calhoun played Benedictine once. Maybe that's who I watched him play. It's been 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, I flipped to Max Preps and Carrollton's quarterback, the freshman phenom, leads number 25. That's national 25. Carrollton to title game. He'll be your Alabama quarterback coming up in a few years. Let's go ahead and put his face on the screen for you.
I don't know if I've ever seen him.
That's him. His name is Julian Lewis. And he's
the quarterback at Carrollton. Yeah, we've talked about him when they come down here. They played Gadsden City, and a lot of Gadsden City fans were PO'd at Coach Ali. Can't believe you got your britches blown off, my. I said, guys, this team is ranked in the nation.
Yeah.
That's tough. Yeah. Get the cheerleaders from a sister school, Benedictine does. Yeah, I guess you'd have to.
Well, you don't have to.
No, you don't. Yeah, you could. Well, I mean, in these days and times, it's not an unpopular thing to have maybe an all-boy cheerleader team.
Well, look at there. The largest school in Georgia
is
Mill Creek.
Oh yeah, we would. Yeah, I mean, I got into that the other night and got to looking at school sizes. Holy crap!
That's who they play.
They're not guys. This Mill Creek team, y'all can check it out. Mill Creek is not a whole lot smaller than JSU. It's not like, I swear to God, JSU's got like 7,000 kids. This school's got, JSU had 15,000. They got like 5,000 kids.
I think it was 3,700 or something like that, but still.
Well, 5,000 sounds better. Makes it sound more extravagant. They've got 6,200 kids. I mean, they've got 144 dressed.
I can only imagine what the high school looks like. I don't even know.
Well, I know what Cedartown looks like. I've been there several times, and Rockmart. It's not nothing like around here.
It's probably huge.
Yeah, say that name. Hakatan.
I know, right?
Hakatan. Is that a German word? Do you say it like you got, phlegm in your throat? I don't know, Bun. Tell us how you pronounce that word. Is this is this Mill Creek? You just look okay.
Yeah, that's their
Wow, look at their stadium. Woo wee.
Yeah.
That looks like Arkansas State or something.
It's pretty nice. Pretty nice stadium.
Well, I hope so. Man, geez Louise, they got
There's their middle school.
a middle school.
Yeah.
It looks like now. I went to a Bridges Elementary School when Mom was teaching in Montgomery. It was a 3-story school. I was in 3rd grade. It had an elevator in it. That was 1986 or 7. So that's
There's
the
the
facility.
Campus. Yeah. Not too big. I've seen bigger.
I guess. Now that Randolph Academy Center played over here up toward Huntsville. Boy, they got a spread. It looks like that. I mean, it's football. They got indoor something.
Have you ever seen the football stadium in Allen, Texas?
No, probably just in running across it, just in general.
Yeah, you might have.
We're talking about some high school football stuff right now before we get off here. The sizes of Alabama and Georgia, the comparisons are not close.
This is Allen. This is Allen, Texas. This is Eagle Stadium.
That's high school.
I think it holds about 22,000.
Yeah, you can see. Look at all these cars over there, and how far as you can see. Now, South Lake Carroll's where Greg McElroy played. It's like that. South Lake Carroll. It's those guys breathe and live football from the termite leagues up.
I mean, that's just ridiculous. Anyway.
Yeah, right. Texas is what it is. They set the key, and the best high school football teams are actually in Nevada and Arizona, the number one teams in the country, or either sometimes it's New Jersey,
Modern Day, and teams like that.
Bless me.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
well,
man,
you have a good show tonight, bro.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on and making it fun. So I don't have to stand here and look at the screen and talk to myself, look like an idiot. I can look like an idiot by myself or with somebody. Thank you guys for coming by, Coach Bunn. Always good to see you all the way back up here. Man, we had a lot of people on. From Mr. Baker to Andy Andrews. Backyard Football League. We appreciate you stopping by for the first time. We're on every Sunday night at 6, and we are not rehearsed. We're not owned by anybody, and we just give our opinions, and we talk about the game and give us a little bit of stats and have some funny side stories to go along with it. So,
what about one more opinion before you leave?
Yes.
Prime time to Colorado.
Oh, man, yeah, I wanted to talk about that, man. I just watched a big special on that. Yeah, I'm glad I was going to open with it, and we got talking about the Georgia LSU game. I'm happy for him, man. Watching the videos, I watched his son. He did a piece of them coming to the place and getting out and going in all the facility. He was just speechless, and Prime is never speechless. He seemed really humbled. His coaches that is with him has been coaching with him since the boys were Pee Wee football. He just seemed really humbled, and he's like, man, we've just never had anything. He took him in the training room where the players get stretched, and he's looking around. He's like, wow, this is just where we come from. This is just nothing like we ever had. Then they show him the cold tub and the hot tubs and the weight rooms, and his office, how it overlooks. It's nice. It's so nice, and the cafeteria and
he's already getting the commits too. I see where IMG Winston Watkins Jr., a big receiver, Going to Colorado over Alabama, Ohio State, and Miami, and others.
Well, that's the thing. See, they can go out there and he can play like he did with Travis Hunter, and I'm not sure if Travis don't. He can't. He probably the portal opens tomorrow. By the way, people, if you're still on listening, the portal opens tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be bananas. Keep your
Bananas.
eyes open.
Yeah.
The portal opens tomorrow, and it'll be open from tomorrow till I think the 15th. I had the dates. I shared it last week, and then it reopens again sometime else, like after the championship games and all that. You think he can win at Colorado?
Uh, More than what they've been winning. Yes. If you're asking me, is he going to win titles? No.
I think this is a stepping piece of a stone that he's building something for his own image and his own resume. And I think he goes out there and coaches 2 or 3 years. I think they win 5 games next year. I think they win 7 the next, and then the next year they win 8 or 9. And when he has a 10-win season, about his 4th or 5th year in, and they make a good bowl game or two, in say 24 and 25. Because remember, USC and UCLA are leaving, right?
Yeah.
Well, who's going to run the Pac-12? Utah, Oregon.
No clue. I'm pulling
Right,
the
so this
schedule right quick just to see.
Yeah, this just leaves the door open for somebody else to be in charge of the Pac-12.
Notables on their schedule, they open up in Fort Worth versus TCU next year.
Open up first game.
Yep.
Whoa, at TCU.
Yep.
Now I ain't gonna expect him to go out there and win that game.
I don't think so. He might go to Nebraska and win. You got Nebraska, Colorado State, Arizona, Oregon State, Stanford, USC, and Boulder. The Ducks at Austin Stadium, UCLA, Utah, and Washington State. That's the schedule.
That's a tough schedule. I'm gonna say he may win 5 or 6 games next year. Depends on who all comes, man. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Do you think his boy's going to be the quarterback?
Yes. Oh yeah. He was with him on the bus when they were going in the weight room and all that stuff.
All righty. Well, I'm going to jump off here, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ben, for coming on.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. I'll see you around, sir. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Next time.
Yes, John. What's going on? Yes, that's the way it looks. The Peach Bowl will be Georgia and Ohio State, and TCU will play Michigan in the Fiesta Bowl. Both December 31st. Georgia plays the later game at 7, and Michigan and TCU play the earlier game at the Fiesta, I think at 3 o'clock Central Time. Those are our college matchups, guys. We have had a good show, and glad everybody could come on and come by. And we're going to be back on here at 6, just in about 6 hours. So I'm going to go finish my notes up for our high school stuff. We're going to go through, kick around some AHSA state champions, 1 through 7A, and talk about the game. We went and spent some time on the 4A game and the 2A. Andalusia wins the 4A, and 5 wins 2A. So I think that makes 5 to be the only. Yeah, they're the only team from the north that won it. None of our other north teams brought home the blue, but the red. But having the red's not terrible, especially for a team. Coach Kelly's been at Cherokee County now. These seniors it was his class. Guys, he took them to state championship. His freshmen, and some of his staff has just kind of been assembled here last year or two. So this staff is kind of just starting to shift gears and make it up that old mountain of competition. And they won the North, beat a good Aniana team, and took care of Etowah during the year. That was a shootout. And even beat a long-time rival Piedmont they hadn't beaten in a long time. So things are clicking right along. And 1A, man, Pickens County don't feel like North. I mean, they just don't. And Coosa lost the way they did. I would like to seen somebody else get a shot at it. Pickens just always gets the shot to play for the 1A. They represent the North a lot, and the South wins it. The North may win it 1 out of 8 years. If you play it 8 years, the North wins. South, 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 North, South. 2A, 5 has been running things for a long time. And 3A, this new private school up and coming, had a coach move around, and St. James Academy, they took care of business, and Piedmont played with them. Jack played his heart out like he always does. He's just a good kid. And you'd have to cut Jack his arms and legs off, not finish that game. He's tough. And Brody Epps, enjoyed seeing those guys play, and I don't know why Piedmont won't be back in it as long as Coach Smith and Blanchard and them's over there. In 4A, Cherokee County, going to be right back around there. 5, 6, 7A, we don't really have no 5, 6, 7As around here, so I guess City did have a good year. They're 6A. I think they'll be right back in the mix next year too. So anyway, that's our college football selection show. We've had a good time. Glad Benton got to come on with us, and come on with me and Dean at Ramsey and Thompson I'm wondering how they did that, because Ramsey's right north of. They're in Birmingham. It don't feel like north, and I didn't know how they did Thompson, because Thompson's not. It's not north either. They're down below Ramsey. But yeah, 7A Thompson and Ramsey. Boy, they look good. That tailback, Ashton Ashford. Go look him up. He broke a HSA for yards and touchdowns. Had almost 300 rushing, and he looked good. They need to find him a home somewhere. But I'm sure Auburn, Alabama will let him get out of the state, just like they did old Junkins from Pike County, from Pike Road down there. And he's at Ole Miss, Junkins. He played at Pike Road. And Saban I don't know. Anyway, y'all go watch the ESPN here, and we'll see about the Horned Frogs, and see if they can they may be able to beat Michigan. I don't know. Those D-backs are pretty good. McNamara's played good. And I just think Georgia's a little better. I don't think Ohio State's really got nothing for them. So, all right. Thank you guys. God bless you, and y'all have a great day. Come back at 6. Hang out. We'll hang out for the full show. We'll do a little high school. We'll talk about all the games that we've seen this weekend. Boy, there's some wild ones too. So y'all come back with us.